Before I proceed with this video, I understand it might be a little bit too long for some of you, so if you just scroll down and take a look in the description right now, you will see how I provided chapters. So as you can see these brand new skins right here in front of you, if one of them's calling out to you, if you're just itching to get a good look at it right now, well, just look at the description, all the chapters are there. Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope you're alright, because it's time for the Rust Store Showcase. We're going to go ahead and showcase a lovely batch of brand new skins in the Rust Store, and as you can see, it's a pretty interesting batch. Only 9 skins this week, one less compared to the previous week, but I've got to sit here and say, looking at these skins, I'm more interested in this week compared to the previous week. Oh yes, oh yes. There's a lot of transparency this week. You might not easily notice it right now, but you know, after the showcase, you'll feel you'd know, you would realise. And a sheep Metadobador. Yes, it's been a very long time, but a sheep Metadobador has appeared in a Rust Store, and by default, I'm already pretty pleased about that. And don't worry, when we get to that, you'll realise. But why aren't we finishing any collections of clothing and armour? Why do we keep getting new ones? Right, we'll talk more about that in a bit. But first of all, let's go over to here and talk about which of these skins are abnormal. Now, to just be very nice and quick, I'll point out that the AK and the bandana, they are not abnormal. No link here, no link here. That means we have 7 abnormal skins to chase after next week. But that's a good thing because all of those happen to be pretty interesting. It's a nice advantage. And if you don't fully understand, you know, the advantage of abnormals and whatnot, do you even know what abnormals are? Well, consider going to my YouTube, look at my most recent abnormals video right here, Ruskin Abnormal Barders for June 12, 2025. Watch the first 5 minutes of this video, scroll down, skip ahead to the Barder chapter that you can see right there. And in short, you'll basically get the general gist that abnormals, they appear earlier than the Rust even rotates. And with that time advantage, you can get an early insight in regards to, are these skins, like, do they actually have demand? Are they likely going to actually retain their value? It gives you more confidence. So consider giving that a good look. It'll help you out. It's something new to be fully well aware of, yes. So, cool. So, overall, the Rust Store itself, it's fine. I'm happy. Some of you might not fully realise, but after we're done with today's video, you'll probably realise, oh, hang on a minute, this is actually looking pretty spicy, pretty interesting. So if we come quickly over to here, to micro522.com, in the accepted section, we can see that every single skin is positively viewed. Upvote to downvote ratio, very nice. Pretty much all of them 2 up compared to downvotes. Only the Cryo box was less than 2. As you can see, Heatseeker Python, when that came out in its week, it was the top rated skin. Over 1,000 upvotes. You really did want another Heatseeker skin. Well, guess what? Heatseeker Summer continues, very nice. Transparent aim sight, I'm sure looking forward to that. But it's not unique. There are other Pythons with transparent aim sights. And I'll show that off to you in a bit. I've already showcased it in a short video, so some of you might already fully aware of it, but that did sell. They are selling that for $3. I've already discussed this point, but we'll reiterate it when we talk about that and showcase it. And of course, looking at some of these other skins, another sheep in the door. Oh dear, oh no, but hang on a minute. That happened, that has transparency. Cut out. Oh, okay then, interesting. And sheep Metadobador, as I've already said, there's been a bit of a drought compared to the previous year, but you're going to feel pretty confident once we've talked about it. So, okay, cool. Let's actually now hop over to here. It's not huge. It's not looking super insane. And after a good few hours looking at the sales at the moment, it doesn't appear to be pretty insane regardless. But remember, if skins don't sell that much, all the better for us investors. All right? Basically, if they do manage to actually gain some traction in terms of interest, if the demand increases at some point in the future, if there's only so much of it that was bought, all the better for it to rise up in price. Oh yes. So looking at all of these, I can confirm the sheep of the door is transparent, the Python has transparent aim sight, the locker isn't actually the first ever transparent locker. There's actually the cargo heli, and don't worry, we'll do a nice little comparison of those a little bit later. The small box also happens to have transparency, but that doesn't really matter too much. You'll see it for yourself. But yeah, sheep Metadobador, very nice to see you. But why can't we finish collections? Why can't we finish Tire Collection, Black Alligator Collection? Why can't we finish or add more to pre-existing collections that are kind of active at the moment, like Deep Ruby? Why are we starting new ones? Now, I've got nothing against the design of that. It actually looks pretty cool. I actually haven't found another grey clothing and armour set. We'll talk more about that in a bit, don't you worry. But anyway, overall, things are looking promising. And considering that the top 5 skins are selling very close to each other at the moment, that is looking pretty cool. But with these skins selling not as much, don't worry. Okay, maybe that could work out very nicely for it in the future. Shall we, begin now? Shall we actually talk about all of these skins individually and showcase all of them? Cobalt Jungle Container Sheep Nador. There's a good, 3 different versions of this produced, but the transparent design is the one that was accepted. So if I could just quickly go over to here, just to confirm, there was a standard door, transparent door. Actually, no, there was one that was a lot more transparent. Yes, we got the reasonable one. And there's the transparent and glow-in-the-dark version. That wasn't accepted, but this one was. Just one line of transparency, but it's great for peaks. And I've got that all nice and set up to showcase to you in a bit. But just to confirm, that doesn't glow or anything. That's just a nice, leafy sheep nador. And by that design, just by itself, the leafy design, I think a lot of people appreciate that. I know a lot of people like to put the rugs all over their bases and whatnot, try and hide them. It's not very good to try that. It's not going to really make that much of a difference. But hey, it looks cool, right? You bought the ivy rug. You got to do it. You got to use it for somehow, somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. So that's a cool looking design, and I will properly showcase it to you in a second. But just be warned, sheep nadors in general. Yeah, quite a lot of them not holding up very nicely. You might sit there and say, what about that one? It's only just become marketable. Look at it again in a week and then see what happens. But yeah, we have a ton of sheep nadors in the game. I've been over this many times because we keep seeing them being accepted, but that's the problem. We keep seeing more and more sheep nadors being added to the game, whether it's in Rust doors, Twitch drops. Yeah, you get the idea. It's becoming harder and harder for them to maintain interest. It's becoming harder and harder for them to maintain their price. That's selling at $2.49. By default, I would have written that off. I wouldn't have even bothered to look at it. But it is cool. It's got that green leafy design in it. It's got the transparency. We have to respect it. And also, this collection has been getting quite a lot of attention. Now, initially, it started off with these two. Technically speaking, I don't think we can even consider this being part of the same collection now. What with that sheep nador now? So this has got its own identity. I've seen armor doors being made for it. Sheep nador doors, but we've only got 2 accepted so far. I'm pretty sure the skin creator will continue to keep trying to get the other ones made. Maybe we'll get wooden door, wooden double door, garage door. But with the Cobalt Jungle, I do think people do appreciate it and like it. Really good design. Well, let's go ahead and give it a good look right now, just to truly see if we can appreciate it. And here we are. Let's get up nice and close, and you might notice the transparency right there in the upper layer. Get a good look at that. You might have to go on your tippy toes just to be able to see that. But then again, you could build in a certain way to properly see it for yourself. Let's go around over to here. There we go. Very nice. Very cool. Right then. And just to confirm, lights off, I can sit here and say that this doesn't glow in the dark, as you can clearly see. Very well then. Well, is that the end of the world for it? No. Because again, with that transparency, it can be utilised in a very, very interesting way. So if I may quickly snap back to my body. Oh. Well, hello. What am I doing here? Well, yeah, we have a nice little jump up. And, I have bad legs. I can't jump, sorry. I've heard some rumblings outside my base. Some naughty individuals are out there, so if I could just, do I spot someone right there that I don't happen to like? Is that Billy? Go away, Billy! Right, there you go. You can build in such a way in which you can get a nice little peak set up. Alright? So, do you reckon this could work out very nicely? Number one, if we start seeing some more of these doors being produced and accepted. But to build in such a way, is that something a lot of people would appreciate? Because I know somewhat recently we did happen to have the B door being accepted. That also glowed in the dark. And it also had the reasonably high up windows in which people would appreciate. Since that's come out, it's actually retained its value. One of 2 skins so far this year in 2025. After about, 15 skins accepted already? Something like that. But yeah, your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. And yeah, I hate Billy. Die. So yeah, your comments, feel free to write them, your opinions, blah, blah, blah. But now, I have to showcase the next skin. Got a nice little sneak peek of this, but let's now move over to here. let's move the sun around and let's talk about the Python. Because as I said, it's not unique. It's not like super, super special. Sorry to say, Python, I'm sorry, but we have to bring this up because I've already mentioned it in a special short video. Yes, this happens to have lovely transparency. Beautiful, lovely. Heatseeker summer. Oh, it fills me with such happiness. But whilst this appears to be nice and special, it is not unique because there are other Pythons with the exact same aim sight. Not exactly the same, but you know what I mean in terms of transparency. So you see how this also happens to have like that extra little bit in the very middle of the aim sight. I don't even think that's helpful, but it's just a nice, cool little extra minutiae of a detail added to this, right? So about 2 or 3 months ago, we got this, didn't we? For $2. It's the same thing. And right now, this is on the Steam market for $2. It's the Chrome Bombshell Python. Get a good look at that. So that's $2. And that's $3. Huh. Well, I mean, I'm not really a fan of metallic sets, you see. I kind of prefer it with a bit of colour. Okay, there you go. Here's Redemption. That's about $2.45. But I prefer to have mine in a collection. Yeah, Redemption's got a collection. Where's your excuse? Now, if you really do happen to like a proper, full, big, well-beloved collection, look no further. We have Blackout as well. Now, this came out a good few years back. It is currently selling for around $11 at the moment, but it's been doing a very good job of retaining its price for the past year or so. Ever since we saw the Redemption Python, it did drop off a fair bit, but since then it's been retaining quite nicely. But as we have noticed, we keep seeing more and more of these Pythons being produced. So this is $11. This is about $2.50. This is $2. But this is currently in the roster right now at $3. Now, what's currently going well for this is the fact that people do happen to like the Heatseeker collection. People have been rubbing their hands for more, and well, here we are. Now, personally, I was hoping for the Revolver today, but I'm not going to complain. The more the merrier. People do appreciate, people do be liking. What's your opinion? Are you going to jump onto that and sit there and say, but Hedge, you know, this has got the yellow and the red. I need that in my life, all right? So shut up. Fine. I mean, at the end of the day, if you like something, go buy it, appreciate it. But in terms of investing, that's where I have to question it a fair bit more. Currently, right now, this isn't the top selling skin. It's not selling wildly either. People are kind of been a bit calm with it. And there's not a problem with that. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. But have you seen the other skins? Have you seen the Thompson as well? Because that Thompson did not sell as much as the MP5 and the SAR, did it? But did that mean it was A-OK? And then, of course, we do have to consider we didn't get like an immediate another skin being accepted after Thompson, did we? So should we hop out of here now real quickly and, you know, just go see how they're currently holding up? So, as I've pointed out, it isn't selling too ridiculously. If we go to the workshop right now, I can confirm after about 4 hours since the rust store is rotated. No, it's actually about 6. Oh, God, time went quick. It's only done 4,000 subscribers. All right. So, now if I could quickly go over to the front page with a brand new Heatseeker skin being accepted. There has been a bit of a spike in interest with the Heatseeker weapons, but it's not really made that much of a difference for how they're currently positioned. So if I go over to here real quickly, you will see that we have the Heatseeker Thompson. That did 34,000 subscribers. It's currently sitting on the Steam market with 358 listings. That's quite a lot. Now, here's the funny thing. That's technically in the positive. However, if you bought that for $3 in the Rust store, which it sold for, that's not profitable. You have to sell it for $3.45 to be able to get your money back. Okay. So, all these listings here not being helpful? Yeah, they're not helpful. You cannot make a profit out of this at the moment. Now, if you bought it with a buy order, okay, that is a bit different, and it does have a lot of support. This very likely will not be going below $3 for the foreseeable future, but inevitably, September, October, November, the auto-fall seasonal dip, yeah, you might see a lot of them. However, I could just point this out real quickly. How many actually listed? You've got like 48 there, 10, and it's like 14, 12, 22, 12, and then there's 92 listed above $6. So yeah, with Steam Inventory Helper, the extension I'm using here, I can see more listings and whatnot. It's not that bad, but this guy doing this is doing nobody, he's doing nobody any favors, including himself. Why are you listing that much? It very likely could have gone up in price if you didn't do that. And then these people noticed what you did and they started listing all their things. You fool! Other people. Anyway, That was the most recent skin. Didn't sell as much compared to the previous two. We thought that might be doing okay. It's doing okay, but again, it's not being profitable, and this is a concern that we have for the Python. By all means, if you like the Python, buy it, use it, enjoy it. Support the skin creator. Keep them nice and motivated. Keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. But if you're looking at it as an investment, I've already pointed out cheaper options to you. And now, if it does similar sales to that, which at the moment I don't think is going to happen, we could have problems. But it very likely could be the cheapest, or rather, the lowest selling Heatseeker skin. Maybe it still becomes cheapest because how much usage does Pythons have compared to Thompsons and MP5s, SARs and AKs? So yeah, there's also that concern. Anyway, here's the SAR. How's that currently doing? Not that good. Based on where it was about a week or so ago, it was selling for about $8, but we are aware that there's a brand new Bellum Twitch drop with the same amount of transparency on the AIM site. That's Sillifer's Twitch drop. That'll be out in 2 weeks' time, June 25 to July 2nd. Bellum free Twitch drops, the Spanish event, basically. So, yeah, more people are aware of it, and when everybody gets it for free, you'll very likely see even more of these listed on the Steam market, and oh dear. Now, looking at the actual listings, you'll notice that there's actually an abundance listed above $9, almost half, basically. Yeah. I'd have thought you might notice big fat quantities, but actually half of them are selling at or listed at quite high prices, so don't be fooled by something like that. The MP5 is the MP5, 2,000 plus listed. Yeah. Oh, thanks, other people. Very smart, very cool. Yep. And then 1,200 listed above $4. So yeah, that's that one's not going to be rising back up into the positive for quite a long time. Much like the whiteout boots, that very likely won't be going back up in price after about maybe not for another 2 years, but then eventually it might. If we don't see anything that compares to that, as in any other AIM site with that type of AIM site on the Heatseeker MP5, that should be fine eventually. But in regards to the Python, we already have 3 other options. That's a concern. And just to point it out, yes, the AK went back up in price because another Heatseeker skin appeared today. It go up, it go down, it go up, it go down, it go up. So what happens afterwards? Well, I'll go down again. But then next week, maybe we'll get another Heatseeker skin to go up again. Yippee! Be concerned. Be a little bit worried. But if you want one for yourself, again, a purchase for yourself as a treat for yourself, and you also, help out the skin creator and whatnot, it's a nice thing to consider, right? Just saying. Anyway, let's just quickly point out the other Pythons, just to quickly reiterate the prices. That's selling for $2.10 in the Steam market. That is selling for $2.47 on the Steam market. And the Blackout Python, just under $11. Yes, the prices vary, but your overall opinions, of course, also vary as well. So, again, which one are you looking at with a little bit of interest or positivity? Or do you even care about using Pythons? Please tell me. Write down below if you even care enough. And why don't we go back in game and give them a good look at nighttime and whatnot. So, okay, here we are. Now, we've already showcased it and, inspected it. But what about at nighttime? So, can confirm that the nightlight on this is actually pretty good. I can see the outline very nicely. The aim sight stands out pretty well. Can't complain too much about that. All right, cool, fair enough. What about the, chrome bombshell? So give that one more quick look. Red aim sight, good for all environments, basically, especially the jungle. Quick look at night time. Can confirm that the aim sight in this is a fair bit visible, but not as visible. Again, tell me what you see. Comment below. Back to daytime. Redemption, please. Useful red aim sight as well. Good for all environments. Nighttime, please. And, well, again, I can see the outline. It's just not as good compared to the Heatseeker. And then what about this one, huh? How's that going to look at night time, huh? What do you reckon? Well, here we go. And here we are. And, yeah, as expected, it's not... Well, funnily enough, I can see the outline of that pretty good, actually. Huh. But the Heatseeker, so switch it back to that. The colour scheme and whatnot, it does pretty good in the nightlight. The Tiger is very, very noticeable. So cool. All right, then. Your opinions, would love to see it. And we'll see how that goes. Smartest thing to do is wait until Wednesday night. Abnormal barders first. And then we'll consider. I think this might actually do less than 30,000 subscribers. That would be okay, but it's still quite a lot, especially for a Python skin. All right, I do worry about this one. I think this would be the least confident I am for a Heatseeker skin. If it was a revolver, I'd be completely different. Let's see what happens next week. Anyway, it's nice to see it. Congratulations to Mr. Vase. Keep up the good work. What weapon skin would you like to see next? Out of all the potential weapons, what deserves a Heatseeker skin now? Or do we want to go into deplorables? I keep telling him a sheet metal double door would be awesome. Or a water purifier. Anyway, cool. We got that. Shall we now go ahead and showcase something else that has transparency? Bamboo Locker. 3 weeks in a row, we have seen bamboo skins being accepted. And as you can see, started off with a small box, then we got the large box, now we have a locker. What random deplorable should we see next? Fridge? I personally think he could probably go for a door. I think that'd be a nice thing to see. Anyway, last night when we did the abnormals, I made a joke about, I don't know what to expect for the large box. Imagine if we see the locker being accepted. Yeah, imagine if we see the locker being accepted. What? Okay, fair enough. So, just to point out, third best selling skin so far. Not the top selling skin. Not ridiculous amount of sales. This is selling reasonably at the moment. Because I know a lot of people, like, I've had a lot of messages. I've seen all of them. Oh my goodness, it's a transparent locker. I can hide behind that. And it's like, okay. Are you actually going to do that? So, we've talked about peaks and whatnot for the past few weeks with these deplorables. As we've said, you can put that on walls. 30 bullets from an AK, it's destroyed. Okay, maybe it's not that good. I made a point how you could put this over the edges of the very top of your bases, and you can see over it. The transparency in the bottom of the box can't be seen from looking down at the top, but you can see it from the bottom. I made a short video showcasing that, so go look at my YouTube shorts. It's not too hard to find. I questioned it a lot. I wasn't really sure people were actually actively going to do that, using it for peaks. But I could still see it working out quite nicely because it is a very unique large box. Doesn't matter. Locker appeared literally very next week. Spike demand, spike in price. So quickly going over to here. Large box is now selling for just under $3. Still technically profitable. But that's not like huge profits, is it? No. But the bars are definitely there, and it doesn't look like it's going down in price anytime soon. And if I could just point out, half of the stock is selling or listed at above $5. Just wanted to point that out to all the people who are worried about, is it 187 already? No, some people have listed at very high prices. Okay, fair enough. Small box, how you doing? Well, you're currently sitting there at $3.50. Sold quite a lot. Again, both the both the boxes, small and large, they have done around 26,000 subscribers. That could still mean maybe 30 to 40 sales in circulation. Could be a lot more, who knows? But it's a reasonable amount for a fairly in-demand skin. All right. Bamboo small box probably will be appreciated more because it's easier to hide. You can stick it like forest bushes and stick it in jungle foliage and whatnot. Large box, again, will you actually be utilised for peaks and whatnot? We'll see. But I think the small box is probably going to be a lot happier as time goes on. Large box, again, for the silly gimmick. Maybe it works out nicely. Role player bases and whatnot. And if it keeps in more deplorables, doesn't matter. Both of them are probably going to greatly appreciate it. But what comes next now with the locker? So, we've talked about peaks, but can you literally use this for PvP? Again, people brought it up. We have to question it. And the second I saw it being accepted, well, I made this video. Let's go over to here. Play. So yeah, you can hide behind it. You can shoot. You could go back behind it. You can reload. And you might question, so what was the view he could see? Because you can see him. Well, he can see like through it pretty easily. And there's a dead body now. Who did that? But yeah, could you put that on top of your base? Look out. Again, how much ammo does it take to shoot that down? Small box, 30 bullets from an AK. Large box, 60 bullets from an AK. But a locker, it's 100 bullets. Huh. Okay. Fair enough. Couldn't people have done this with the cargo heli locker? So Micro, thank you very much for pointing that out. Hopping over to here, we already have a transparent locker. Let's go and point out the most expensive locker we currently have in the game, the cargo heli locker, which came out 5 years ago. So highest price, please, and here we are. I actually prepared this earlier. I've got the link ready. $9 at the moment, 81 listings. This came out during April of 2020. It sold how much? Well, if we could quickly go back over to here. You did how many sales, or rather subscribers? 15,883. Back then, that was quite a lot. Right? That was quite a lot. But how do they compare in terms of their transparency? And also, I kind of get the feeling the reason why this actually worked out quite all right was it was one of the earlier glow-in-the-dark lockers, slightly. But then again, you also had like Cobalt personal locker. But both of these are quite pricey anyway. So, and just to also reiterate, they're quite pricey because back then we didn't get that many locker skins. Quite recently, things have changed, and if I could just show it to you this way, like, oh, there's a bunch of lockers here. There's a bunch of lockers here. There's a bunch of lockers here. There's a few lockers here. There's a couple lockers here. There's a couple lockers there. There's one locker there, and that's it. Back then, you used to hardly see any. And there was like a 2-year gap, and then suddenly we start getting quite a lot of them. So, yeah, things changed. You see them quite a lot more now. The sales, though, by default, I'm expecting that's also going to do around 26,000 subscribers, which is fine. It's not too ridiculous, but there's still quite a lot of them. All right? Subscriber counts are the bare minimum sales. So just to reiterate, if I could just give you the example, right now this has 3,972 subscribers. That is the individual people that have bought the skin. 3,972 individual people have bought it, but we can't tell how much they bought each. Chances are the majority bought one for themselves. Maybe some bought 2. Maybe some people bought 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 1,000. Yes, we can only see one number there, but that could potentially be 1 million if they really wanted to. No, people aren't doing that. But point is, again, there could still be a lot more in circulation than you realise. And considering a lot of people just looking at that saying instantly pay to win, is it? And again, are you going to even consider utilising it in such a way in which you like hide behind and shoot people and whatnot? Like, in theory, would people even want to bother wasting their ammo, like shooting at that? And if they stop shooting at it, you could just quickly heal it back up with a hammer. I mean, again, your comments. Feel free to write them down below. Awesome. And, well, shall we go in game now and do a nice little comparison between this and the cargo heli locker? And here we are. Get a good look at that. So, yes, lots and lots and lots of transparency. You can see that pretty easily. Like, see through it, I meant to say. Not, you can see it, but you get it. Yeah, shut up. Initially, I was a fair bit worried we might have like a danger barricade situation. If you don't remember, danger barricade was a concrete barricade we got last year. That had transparency, and after a while, a lot of people complained about it, and they made changes. Now, the difference with that was because from a distance, it looked like it was a solid asset. But from a distance, when you look at this, well, we'll be doing this for a while. But back it up, Terry. Back it up. Back it up. Oh, tree. Back. You can still tell that's basically transparent. It does not help that it doesn't help that I've got like bushes behind it, but I can still see like the lighter leaves from the bushes there. So yeah, from a distance, you can still see that there's a person there. You know what? Why don't I go dance behind it, then go to this distance and see if we can see like the movement and whatnot. We could dance if you want to. We could leave our friends behind. Right, okay, that might be a bit of a problem. I can actually now I can see my head moving and whatnot. I can see my head bobbing. So yeah, I can still see movement. And again, you know, if he's got a gun and he's shooting, you're gonna hear it and you're gonna figure out where they are. So, is it going to be utilised in such a way where you're going to see people hiding behind it, roof camping, with those as extra protective sort of barriers? If you don't, are you already gaming? Just read what he's saying. Okay. So, yes, that's nice, but, oh. Well, here's the cargo heli. Yes. Now, this one actually glows in the dark. Quick, look at that, and tap. And, well, there you go. Yeah, that glows. That don't. That does. So, okay, fair enough. This obviously came out years ago, and, you know, as time has gone, it has been appreciated and adored, but was it because of the transparency? I can't really answer that for you. Again, you could comment below if you happen to own it already and whatnot. But for what it is, looks nice, no complaints. It's just, yeah, this is now, what, the cheaper option? And I can't help but assume a lot of people would probably try at the very least that instance of using it as a wall maybe once, but then probably see it doesn't. It's probably not that helpful. Again, we'll see how things progress from here and now. So yeah, I hope that was reasonably insightful, and well, we'll see how this turns out. So you know that link we showed earlier with the video of shooting, reloading. I'll put that Twitter link in the description of the video. You can go see it for yourself. And I'd love to get your comments in regards to that as well. So, cool. If you like it, by all means, bite it, enjoy it, support the skin creator, and let's see what other strange, crazy things we see next. It's most likely going to be doors. What about a fridge? Waterproof. Shut up, Hedge. You're never going to get what you want. Right, anyway. Shall we now just scoot over to here? Strike a pose and look pretty, because I am wearing this brand new tier 3 armor. Now, they've given it a funny name and I don't remember it, I'm sorry to say. Chat, what's the armor called again? Because yeah, I'm sorry, I don't actually remember the name. It's like Island Protector or Guardian or something. Chat, help me out here. Anyway, so looking at this, it is a very interesting, great design. And again, you may point out, we got metallic sets and whatnot. True, but that's not very metallic. Island Assault Team, thank you. Much appreciated. This is a cool looking design, produced by Uncle. I like you got like the glow sticks there, got a little walkie-talkie, got a map and whatnot. Like, I think a lot of people who are moderators and admins and servers would actually love to use that. And I also like to point out a pair of hoodie and pants have already been produced in the workshop this past weekend, so we can immediately, rub our hands for the anticipation of a collection continuation. Yes. So, yeah, in terms of like a grey option that isn't super shiny and whatnot, this is actually the first. So for all you people out there hoping for like whiteout, green camouflage, I had a bit of a stroke there. Green camouflage and desert and whatnot. Nope, you're getting grey out. Now, I do remember we had like Norse hoodie and pants. You could probably use that with this for now. That was grey. But yeah, got a little rope there. Got some hooks. Got a little torch, it looks like. Yeah, I mean, that looks cool. That looks fancy, schmancy, and pretty interesting. Now, does it have the glow in the dark or anything? We can quickly find that out. No, the glow sticks don't glow. It feels like they should, but then again, you have to like snap them and then throw them. All right, so that makes sense. Don't complain. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Because I was kind of hoping to see some, collections actually getting finished or progressed. The other active collections we already have. All right, well, fair enough, I guess. But yeah, your opinions, your thoughts, right down below. And yeah, Island Assault. I think in the future, quite a lot of role players would actually appreciate something like this. Are you a role player, though? Right, so let's hop out of here, discuss the potential, and yeah, you get the idea. So by default, we can look forward to the Tier 3 potentially getting a collection continuation. And I've already pointed out, we happen to see some hoodie and pants right there. So grey out, very likely, will become a reality. But how many people are going to dress up in full grey? But then again, roleplay. I need guards in my base, and this is what they're wearing. Fair enough. The leader gets to wear the whiteout face mask, or the redemption face mask. Who knows? Something different, but makes you stand out amongst all the henchmen. There you go, henchmen. There you go. There you go. Perfect henchman clothing attire. I kind of like this now. But yeah, when you see a picture like that, yeah, that's a henchman. That's a henchman. So for all you role players out there, go get your little henchman all nice and dressed up. Cool. Right then, lovely stuff. So Tier 2, hoodie and pants, boots and gloves. It doesn't matter. If we see it being accepted afterwards, that was by command, by price. We've seen that quite recently with other collections. We're kind of hoping to see those collections get the collection continuations today, but yeah, we keep seeing new ones. So I should point out, don't be surprised that this potentially only has this been accepted. Sometimes clothing armor sets don't fully finish, and it hurts quite a lot. So yeah, Rise of the Henchman, next Global Warfare. Well, maybe he's going to look forward to that now. You need to have some sort of diabolical leader, first of all, so that's up to you. I've got focus talking about skins. So Island Assault Team Tier 3 I'm not going to always remember that name. Best of luck. We'll see how that turns out. And to Mr. Uncle, best of luck. Is this going to have its own weaponry and doors and whatnot? Well, there's a lot of potential there. A very cool role player sort of thing could be built up with that, but we'll leave it for now. Twisted Metal Double Door. Let's just quickly compare this year to last year in terms of sheet metal double door skins. Oh, we are halfway through this year. We have 5. One of them was a special skin in a DLC pack. We had Sunken Double Door, the Lunar New Year Serpent Temple Double Door, Gunhouse Double Door, and now Twisted Metal. That technically was a holiday skin. It's only down by 3%. All right, fair enough. Christmas here, well, holiday skin. Halloween skins here. Ugh. But then all the other skins from the previous year, do they look like they're struggling? Yeah, no, they do not. Now, I should point out, we are fully well aware that we are going to get like 2 Twitch drops on the horizon. So, Bellum, here we are. How you doing? It's going to appear in a second. We do have Star Yuki's special double door. But I'm sure many of you are already fully well aware of FancyOrb's double door. I quite literally showcased it the previous week. So if we go to most recent, we're going to see some very weird things. Where's the FancyOrb one? I can't find it. Well, you can always go to micro522.com, go to the main section as you can see right here. And if I type in FancyOrb, yes, you can search in such ways such as this. Oh, look, I found it very quickly. I even get a nice little preview image. There you go. So, June 25 to July 2nd. You could potentially get Star Yuki's Twitch drop, which is, again, I've just lost it. Back it up, Derek. There you go. Do you like bunny girls? Do you like free sheet metal double door skins? That glows in the dark ever so nicely and looks very cute. So that's potentially something for free. And then, of course, as we have already mentioned, over to here once again, the FancyOrb double door with the dragons, the fighting. It looks cool. That will also be given away at some point in July. We don't know when the event is actually taking place, but it's going to be July. That's what we've been quoted. So, all right. We do have some very cool looking sheet metal double doors being given away for free on the horizon. Could that negatively affect that? I don't really think so. Here's the funny thing. Last year, for Bellum's event, we had a sheet metal double door. The same week, we had the tempered double door being accepted. Well, guess what happened there? That tempered double door is currently selling for what price? Oh, you know, it's currently sitting there for $5 almost. Does that look like it cared? No. In fact, that actually still sold almost 20,000 subscribers. Now, the reality is, for us investors, we don't really want to see that many sales, right? And here's the funny thing. All of this is ahead of a sheet metal double door. I cannot express how many people have been yapping at me. Hedge, where's the double doors this year? Where's the sheet metal double doors? I need a sheet metal double door. Hedge, where are they? Well, you got one now, and you're not buying it, apparently. Now, in all fairness, the Twisted Metal collection doesn't appear to be super in demand. But I will sit here and say, by default, a sheet metal double door is a very good investment. And you might sit and say, but are you sure, Twisted Metal? Yeah, even then. Like, just take one quick look at this in a second. You'll see that big old smile and everything will be all right in the world. No, honestly. That is probably going to be the most reliable thing out of this whole roster. I feel confident to say that. We saw tons of sheet metal double doors being accepted last year, and still they all worked out perfectly fine, aside from the holiday ones. But that makes sense. We're not in season for Halloween. We're not in season for Christmas. Of course they drop off. But once we get in season, oh, what do you reckon happens next? Yep, you get the idea. So, Twisted Metal, it's always good time for Twisted Metal. So, shall we go hop in now and give it a good look? Rustor showcases with a smile. Yeah. That's the spirit. Look, he's so happy to see you again. So we've had the garage door, furnace, and a sheet metal door. And they haven't really performed very nicely, have they? No. But they've behaved by default. By default, garage doors this year, well, last year as well, they didn't really turn out super great, did they? No. Furnaces, kind of the same thing. Sheet metal doors, don't get me started. But sheet metal double doors, I think we've got the point across. They tend to be very reliable. So I can't help but assume this is likely to be very reliable. Oh, yes. Quick look at night time. Lights right next to it. Super nice and reflective. Look at those shiny teeth. Shiny teeth and me. Yes. So, what could be made next? We'll keep an eye out. Johnny, old boy, we haven't had an armoured door this year, so good suggestion. Total Darkness doesn't glow. Yeah, that might be a bit of a problem, but still should be quite alright, and I think a lot of people appreciate it. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below, and shall we now go ahead and showcase the next skin? Bask in amazement of my feet and my jungle wood armor, coconut wood armor, which now has a very suitable bandana. So quite some time back we did see the backpack being accepted, and this is a collection continuation to that. But of course, I'm not sure what else they can really add to this now. Well, I mean, no, some hide boots probably would go pretty cool. Burlap shoes, leather gloves. You could do leather gloves. I wouldn't say no. More primitive stuff to pair up with it. Burlap shirt and pants and whatnot. There's definitely options. But will we actually see them being accepted? Oh. Anyway, for what it is, it does blend in quite nicely. No complaints. If you can remember that bone bandana from some time back, you remember how it was so long it bended? At least they realised to kind of make that transparent to avoid such a problem. So, alright, cool. That's a lovely little addition there. I just don't know if it's going to be A-OK. How often are you using this wood armour skin? Enough to justify having the bandana? Do you like it? Are you a fan? Feel free to comment below. I think it's nice. I'm not 100% convinced it's going to be A-OK. Let's go hop back into SMDD app and we'll talk about that. So number one, this is not abnormal. We don't have that time advantage. That could be a little bit awkward. And just to point out, yes, it is a collection continuation to the backpack. No, that's not holding up its value quite nicely. Oh dear. And then bandana skins in general, how are they currently holding up? You're doing all right. Not you, not you, not you, not you, not you. You're doing all right. Not you. Not you. You're doing all right. You're doing all right. You're doing all right. You're doing all right. Not you, not you. All right, it's a bit 50-50 overall. I think we'll agree with that. Now, this is all by itself as of now. All right. Could we see some more primitive skins being produced? Like I said, I've pointed out burlap. You could do hide clothing. You could do some hide boots, some burlap shoes. That would definitely, be a very nice positive for that, for sure, 100%. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Now, first of all, what did the skin creators produce this past weekend? Did they take a break or did they actually make something? I will confirm to you that they didn't do anything else. Is this a recent skin or did they take a week off? No, they took a week off. All right, fair enough. So, Mishka, Svonsper, they're very reliable. They're always putting out some nice looking skins. I think we could look forward to some primitive stuff next. But we're not going to find out until, maybe this weekend. All right, fair enough. But by default, if we don't see anything else afterwards, I don't think that bandana's going to be doing A-OK. I would be a little bit worried. Regardless, if you think it looks nice and you do use the wood armor a lot, then by all means buy it for yourself, appreciate it. But that isn't abnormal. We can't get like an early insight. I might still play with a like a low price buy order. But if I do see a collection continuation being produced over the course this weekend, all right, maybe I'll change my tune. Maybe I'll look at it a little bit differently. Have we had that many primitive skins being accepted somewhat recently? I think it was like Tire Collection and that was it. And that was about, what, 2 months ago? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see how it rolls out. Keep an eye out over the course of the weekend in regards to what we see next. Shall I now move on and talk about another collection continuation? Cryo Small Box collection continuation to the fridge. Now that fridge, that was already up in price. You might sit there and say, oh my goodness gracious, it's now $7. Actually, no, it was bought out a fair bit more. But it was already kind of cruising up. It was like $5 like a week ago. I kept talking about, well, there's loads of collection continuations that have been made for this. We've had doors, we had large box, if I can recall. Recently, lockers. If you've seen my Rust Workshop skin checks, you'd know. And I was like, oh, we're still not seeing any acceptances. What we're going to do? Oh, no. But the small box appears, and it looks like 7 sales have happened. Because there was nothing there originally. But yeah, this had around close to about like 25 to 30 listings. Last time I checked, it's now down to 19. And with hardly any listings, such as that, it easily goes up in price. The bars are now going up to $6. It's a very cool looking fridge, and it is being appreciated. So, okay, cool, that's nice. What about the small box? What happens next? Because, as I've already implied, lots of skins were produced. Only now do we see an actual skin being accepted. So, door, large box, locker. That was the most recent submission, but the small box has been accepted now. I mean, hey, if we do see like a proper collection being built up, I could see them working out quite nicely. and a very noticeable glow-in-the-dark small box. I'm sure people would appreciate that. It's also the second lowest selling skin of the week so far. That's actually kind of a surprise. But then again, all of that, okay, fair enough. Now, this also happens to have a unique design based on the fact that it has transparency. It's not super beneficial, but it's there and it looks kind of cool, so I'm just pointing it out. But yeah, Cryo Small Box. If it doesn't sell too ridiculously, I could see it working out quite nicely. It's abnormal. We do have that time advantage. That's helpful. But don't assume everything's going to be A-OK. Don't assume, oh yeah, surely we're going to see like a proper Cryo Deplorable collection being brought, like introduced now and everything's going to be alright and whatnot. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Keep an eye on the skins over the course of this weekend. We'll probably see, I don't know, a fridge. No, we've already had that mini fridge eventually, though. Oh, yes. Just sort of point that out. But apparently, Face Punch are currently working on a brand new fridge. A mini one, apparently. That might not happen for another month or so, but apparently it is being worked on. But, I don't know. Maybe we could look at some, I don't know, an armoured door. I've already said that today, haven't I? But we haven't got one in all of 2025. Not a single armoured door. About another attempt at the sheet metal double doors. We'll see. Anyway, should we go in game now and give it a good look? And here we are. Get a good look at that. Quite sci-fi. Now, what are you going to stick in that? Maybe someone's head? That'd actually be a very cool idea, maybe for Halloween. We've already got skull trophies, but now we're keeping them nice and cold. Yes, good for like Frankenstein stuff and whatnot. That actually would be a pretty cool idea. So instead of skulls, you quite literally have the actual head of the person you've managed to kill. So yep, there's an idea, Face Punch. Cool. So very cool looking amount of transparency. Does it really matter? You tell me. Do you like the design? And of course, quick look at night time. First of all, with the lights right nearby, it does reflect quite nicely, as you can see. Yep, pretty cool. Lighting is a bit awkward still, but yeah, that still looks reasonably nice. And of course, in total darkness, yes, it's super bright. It's super noticeable. It's super cool. So yeah, in both ways actually, it's a double entendre. But yeah, overall, that's a very cool looking design. Mr. Fuff, let's see what you produce next. But again, let's see if you can successfully get another skin accepted. I will show my support. I think you've been making some very cool looking skins. Let's see if you could get a few more. Right then, so that's the lovely looking skin. But why don't we go ahead and showcase the very last one in the Rust door? Oh, I'm back over to here, am I? Yes. So if I could just quickly go over to here a little bit and there we go. So this is a bit of a strange looking design. We've got roses, petals, and dinosaur fossil bones. What? That's a bit of a strange combination, isn't it? Yeah. Now, apparently this has transparency, but I cannot actually see what it is. It is a bit of a mystery. I'm not sure if they've removed or made something invisible on the sides or whatever. But, yeah, Jurassic Love. Sure. Well, there's the aim sight at night time, and there's the skull. Oh, you can see that quite nicely. So, okay, cool. It's a perfectly fine looking design. I'll do a little bit of the and reload. And hey, it's goofy. It's silly. I just don't think it's going to be selling that much. Of course, on the horizon, we do have the Bellum Twitch drops. We have 2 AKs with transparency. A lot more transparency, at the very least, on the aim sight, in which you can see a fair bit more. And I can't help but assume a lot of people are going to greatly appreciate it when they see it. So, I mean, overall, it's unique. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to complain about what it is. It's just... it's a bit odd. Right, should we go ahead and showcase it on stage? Not that reflective, to be honest. Anyway, let's strike a pose and look pretty. I always look pretty with my hat on. Alright, there we are. So, what's next? What type of flowers would you have with like our Triceratops? Chat. Tulips and Triceratops. There you go. Oh, beautiful. All right, we're going to put it on. A SAR. An L96. Maybe an M39. Something like that. We'll see. But yeah, it is a bit odd. Anyway, for what it is, not going to complain, but it is an AK. And by default, AKs, if they don't stand out super uniquely, yeah. So in regards to that, at least he did something different. And this is a brand new skin creator. So congratulations to Tigrex. Best of luck with your future endeavours with more skins being produced and more strange, unique combinations. Did you like switch 3 random Wikipedia articles and just come up with an idea from there? Hey, it's, you know, it's something. But anyway, Triceratops can be on a double barrel. Perhaps you could, you could customize the aim sight to make it so. Micro has a picture. I'm a little bit worried. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's what was removed. Okay, thank you very much for clarifying that. I had no idea what I was looking for, but yes, he is correct there. That is what was made transparent. Cool. All right then. So even then they had to point it out. So back over to here. Let's go ahead and just kind of discuss the whole situation in regards to the AKs. So we've had a decent amount already so far this year. Last year we had a record-breaking amount of AK-47 skins being accepted. And, well, look at all of them. Look how well they're doing. Popstar's doing all right. Then we also happen to have Apocalypse Nomad, Black Diamond, Thunder Gold. Yeah, a few skins have actually worked out quite nicely. As we approach the summertime, we are now expecting a lot of skins to start rising up in price. More demand, you get the idea. But so far this year, we've only had 2 that are currently doing a decent job. The ever so bright and pink and lovely anime Sakura AK-47. And, of course, the Heatseeker AK-47 that's just taken a ride whilst all the other Heatseeker skins have tons of demand. Yeah. I don't know if this Grim Garden AK-47 is going to stand out enough to retain its value and whatnot. It very likely could end up like, you know, Cocoknight and Divine Bloom and, wow, Factory New as well. Elysium, oh, these really did stand out with some very, like, unique designs as well. Like, Elysium with the gold design and all that, and that's down by 3/4 of its price. $5 skin, just barely over $1. Well, that is the state of AK-47s. There's tons of them. That was number 299. The next AK-47 to be introduced to the game will be number 300. So, yes, that'll be a nice, interesting thing to point out next week, potentially. But let's not be we wouldn't be surprised if we saw another one next week, would we? We would not be surprised. Cool. So, we're almost at the 300th AK-47 skin in Rust. That's very nice to look forward to. But unfortunately, I don't know what to expect for that. It's also not abnormal. That's also a bit of a worry. But then again, maybe it doesn't sell too much. Based on what I'm currently seeing now, it doesn't look like it's going to sell ridiculously low numbers. But we'll keep an eye on it. By all means, if you like it, go buy it. Support the skin creator. Brand new skin creator. I don't think he's ever had a skin accepted before. Let's just quickly confirm. Tigrex. No. So, you know, we'll see how that rolls out and whatnot. And, yeah, cool. So, I'll probably just stick with Waldoonaald on that one. Sorry to say. I probably most likely will. So, overall, it is looking interesting. I am looking forward to how everything, you know, lines up by Wednesday, the amount of sales they have and whatnot. We'll see how that all is. But I just thought that I think the sheet metal door is the most reliable thing. But the interesting things in regards to the transparency in the sheet metal door. Yes, it's another transparent aim sight Python, but maybe people are mainly focusing the collection as a whole. Okay, fair enough. Also, we're not expecting ridiculous sales on that one. Could that really make a change? Next week, will we see a collection continuation? Will we see a brand new skin being produced in the workshop over the course of the weekend? Yes, you will. You will. All right, anyway. And then, of course, you know, the transparency of the locker. Is it even going to make that much of an impact? I don't see much being said right now. I don't think we're going to have a danger barricade situation. So, all right, fair enough. Will people learn to appreciate the ever so cool looking roleplay design of this grey out Island Assault Team Tier 3? Yeah, I've got to remember the name. Will we ever see another Cryo Deplorable being accepted? Mr. Fuff is putting out some very cool looking designs. You can only hope. So overall, everything is pretty sweet. Yep, I'm happy. Keep an eye out for the 48-hour analysis video that will appear on Sunday, where we talk about the progress with the sales. If you're very curious to see how high the sales would be by next Thursday, it's a very good, insightful video. So, cool. Is there anything else we should be talking about then? Well, let's get straight to that. So, I've already addressed this in my Rust Workshop Skin Checks video, but TGG is no longer doing videos, and that was his last ever top picks list. I have no idea what's going on. We have to wait until he reveals what he's doing next. But last week he did say he's no longer recording videos. He didn't say what was going on with Top Picks, but apparently in his own Discord server now he has addressed that he's no longer doing this anymore. So quite literally, I'm the only person now doing like anything in regards to looking up like the newest Rust Workshop skin submissions and whatnot. So yeah, no video. He'd normally be the first person to put a video down by now, but nope. That is an end of an era. I have no idea what's going on. I'm sure he will properly announce something soon. I don't know if he's actually working with like Face Punch. I don't know if he's working with a completely different company. No idea. I've had a lot of people asking me. I have no idea what's going on. I would like to have my very own skin every 3 months, Face Punch. I'm just saying. I wouldn't mind. I'm just saying. It would be nice. Anyway. So, yeah, quite literally, I'm the only person now looking at all the newest Rust Workshop skin submissions and putting out short videos and whatnot. So, oh, look, an early pick, and scroll. Oh, look, another early pick, and scroll. Oh, look, another early pick, and scroll. Oh, that was it. Right, anyway, so yes, if you want to stay up to date in regards to all the newest skin submissions and whatnot that appears on the Rust Workshop, well, consider keeping an eye out for my Rust Workshop Skin Shakes videos. It's located right over there. And, yeah, everything is chaptered in regards to the collection continuations. And I guess I should point it out as well. I'm getting really close to 10,000 subscribers. Flashbang. But yeah, I am really close now to 10,000 subscribers. Like, quite literally next week, I'm going to break that. I'm going to surpass 10,000. Who in their right mind is wanting to watch this individual yap about pixels? Honestly, there's something wrong with you, all right? But I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. Right, so let's go hop back over to here. Let's talk about other things. Player count. Honestly, I was expecting better. Maybe it will recover later this month, but it has not been a very good half. No, not the first half of June has not been... I mean, it's still good. It's over 100,000. It's just I was expecting more. I mean, overall, skin prices are still improving. So I have addressed this already. I mentioned it last night when we did the abnormal barders. But skin prices in general are doing very, very nicely. I did put out a video somewhat recently, and that is this video here. Rust Summer 2025 Positivity. Flashbang. There we go. So, yeah, I'm also doing that phase. This has been viewed quite a lot. I would consider watching this because things are looking pretty good. The optimism is still high. Certain valuable camouflage skins are already gone up in price, reaching new all-time highs. It's only technically just begun. We still have July and August to go through, right? So now, if I could just quickly hop over to here. Back on Monday, I only had about £80. That was probably equal to about $110, $120 USD. I don't have 80-ish pounds anymore. I have 738. I've been selling skins. I have been selling ridiculously, like, crazy skins. Like, well, the majority, that would be the case. I'm selling stuff like No Mercy Double Barrel Shotgun, Cactus, Stone Pickaxe, Tugboat Door, Rare Flame, MP5, Ancient Squiggles Rock. Like, they're all perfectly fine skins. But they're not skins you'd normally see on, like, the front page of the Rusty market. They're not, like, frequently being bought and sold ridiculously every single day. But I'm still managing to sell them. And I know for a fact that I am selling them all for a profit. I don't fully remember all the prices, but I know what I'd normally offer for certain skins like this. Of course, I'm always doing barders, aren't I? So, yeah, just want to point out that after about a week, I've basically raised to about $900. So if you want to, you could probably go ahead and sell some skins as well. But if you don't have that many skins, I would recommend you probably want to wait until July and August. There's a reason why I brought up the player count first, because it's not insane. I don't think all the kids are out of school just yet, but when they do, yes, we should start expecting much more, like people playing and more demand for skins and better prices. Perhaps the upcoming Twitch drops will probably bring in a lot of people. And then, of course, we have the FancyOrb Event the month after that and whatnot. But I am selling, like, random skins, such as Tempered Poncho, Pizza Boonie Hat, Cactus Furnace, Panther Crossbow. I'm selling them all. It's not been too hard, and I am making profit each time. And, yeah. So I'll keep doing this. I'll be happy about that. And that's for your consideration, all right? You could sell now, still make profit. You could wait a little bit more, sell then, maybe make a fair bit more profit. The choice is up to you. But you should look at your inventories now, and you should start considering making those considerations. I've already mentioned it. Autumn fall seasonal dip. It's still quite a ways away, but once we start rolling into September, that turns into a problem. September, October, November is the autumn fall seasonal dip. That is where we'll see the vast majority of kids going back to school. There will be less people playing the game. The prices will drop because there's less demand for skins. It's something that happens every single year. All right? So be wary of that. You might want to consider selling your valuable skins during the summer because inevitably they will drop off. Like even those all those Heat Seeker skins, they sold a ridiculous amount. And right now people want them and they're using them and they're appreciating them. But when they go back to school, they'll flog all their skins onto the Steam market, and then there'll be so many people selling, so much more people selling rather than people buying, that it turns into a problem, and you will see those prices drop down real bad. I really do worry about the MP5. However, during that time period, usually around the first week of October, we see so many skins reach the lowest point. And that is the best time to jump in and buy into skins, because it most likely won't go any lower than that. You hold on to them until around the end of December, early January time, post-Christmas. Oh, look, it's Christmas period. Most people around the world, time off, not working, not in school. They're seeing family. No, they're indoors and playing Rust. That is where we see the absolute peak player counts happening. So that happened very, very recently with January time. We had an average player count of 124,400 for the month. The highest ever player count we've ever seen at peak of almost 260,000. Force wipe, right, was the 2nd of January 2025. Next year, it's January 1st. There's going to be so many hungover people. Yeah. But it's more about most people don't really work until like the next proper week. And that's not going to happen until like the 5th of January, the 6th. There's going to be a lot of days in which people are going to be playing Rust. And you very likely will see a bigger all-time high peak player count potentially. Now, the naval update. Let's now roll over to commits. New content being mentioned, being worked on. All the developers are pointing out all the new stuff they're working on. So, new menus currently being worked on. I do believe Mr. Shadowfrax has showcased that in his new recent video. A nice little preview. That's not going to be too ridiculous, but it's a nice thing to look forward to. But more specifically, content, naval update. Brand new boats, boat building, brand new monuments in the ocean. Apparently, if you read in the details, they do mention it, just saying. So, yeah, that is expected to be an update that comes out later this year. Not 100% sure when that's happening, but you can see they're still building it all up. This is going to take time to cook, but it is a nice big update on the horizon. If that comes out just before the end of the year, oh, even better. Post-Christmas will be even better. That's still like 6 months away. They're yapping about post-Christmas, but there's always nice optimistic things to look forward to. And we're still going through the summer right now. It's good right now. But anyway, keep an eye on the commits to be aware of all the nice, interesting, brand new content. A little bit earlier, I did mention apparently a brand new mini fridge of some sort is going to be introduced. At some point, they will start working on it. So keep an eye out, because that whole thing was mentioned by one of the main devs on Twitter. It was something they were considering, they said, and they feel like they're going to probably get it done within the next few months. So when? Keep an eye on the commits. You'll find out. So naval update. Brand new floating monument in the ocean. The floating cities is what they said. Who knows what else is going to be in there, but trawler ships and whatnot. Sounds cool. Looks like there's going to be a lot more effort to get people to go swimming. Sounds lovely. So, yep, that's cool. And over to here, a brand new Hazmat DLC packs apparently on the horizon. I've mentioned this already, but yes, there's apparently going to be a pilot Hazmat DLC. Some people have said, hang on a minute, is this the brand new Warhammer thing? I don't think so. I don't think they have an M15 pistol and Warhammer. I'm just saying, but yeah, that's like a fairly older sort of gun. Pretty cool. That'll probably be like a special skin for the SAP. We'll see. But yeah, that appears to be its own brand new Hazmat DLC pack. The Warhammer one is apparently, the collab, the Warhammer collab. The Warhammer 40k thing is going to be a Hazmat DLC as well, apparently. They mentioned it in like the talk, the little writing they had when they announced the thing. So, okay, cool, that's fine. 2 brand new Hazmat DLC packs on the horizon. Sounds nice. And then over to here, party system still being worked on. This, in terms of content, not sure if you could consider such a thing, but yeah. Party system, A leader gets in, everybody else manages to get in through him. The whole spawning from a fireplace and whatnot, I mean, not a lot of people are super happy about that. That's going to be a pretty interesting update if that goes through. We'll see how that rolls out, and we'll see the feedback. But that might be something we'll be seeing potentially over the next few months. Alright? Oh dear. Alright then, so something that might cause problems. Hopefully it's not like too detrimental. One funny thing someone mentioned to me was, we've got to consider how bad things are going to be when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out next year. Oh yeah. How many people are going to be playing that? Oh yeah. Oh dear. But no, that is a pretty interesting thought. How many people are going to stop playing Rust and play Grand Theft Auto and Grand Theft Auto 6 instead? Would you be one of them? Because by then, that's going to be May time. Most of the kids won't properly be out of school probably until around maybe July time. I mean, we'll see. People play Rust only play Rust. I'd like to think that. Let's see what happens. It's a theoretical. We'll find out later. You know, a year's time. I'd stop playing Rust for 4 years. Okay, we're getting all the lovely comments here now. But again, you can comment below your own thoughts in regards to that. It's a nice thing to think about, dwell upon. Yes. Cool. So, overall, the Rust skins today, it's pretty alright. I'm not going to complain. I'm looking forward to seeing what the sales look like next week, and of course doing the Barders next week as well. Looking forward to it. So it is now, what, good few, several hours now since the Rust all rotated, and the top Sunny skin has just under 5,000 subscribers. That's pretty in demand, but not too, like, crazy. That Python very likely might just round out at about 25,000 subscribers. Very rough estimate to say right now. Very rough, but we'll see how it progresses. So, of course, on my Twitter, if we quickly go over to here, where is that? Oh, look at that horrible face. Tomorrow we'll put out, like, the first 24 hours of sales. We'll see how that is, and we'll make considerations from there. So, cool. Shall we wrap up this video now, then? Someone gave me the suggestion of putting Sky Seal on with this brand new Tier 3 set. I'm not opposed to the idea of it. It looks like it blends in quite nicely. Don't have a road sign kilt for it, I'm afraid. But yeah, Sky Seal, hoodie and pants, leather gloves and boots. All on display. Does it blend in nicely? You tell me. And, well, get a good look at this shipment at double door. Right then, night time, off we go. Well, that only looks more scary. Yeah, lovely smell there with the fireplace. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It only makes him look even happier. Oh, yeah, get inside. Right, but yeah, that does look quite sinister. So if you wondered, how do I make my base nice and scary around Halloween time? Torches to the side, twist a bed or double door, you're good to go. And you'll get no trick-or-treaters. Lovely. So, awesome. Thank you very much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. Let's just, make him nice and shiny. And, overall, what was your most favourite skin of the week? Feel free to comment below. And let's see how things progress from here. Let's keep an eye out and see if there's brand new content, brand new DLC packs, you name it. We'll be aware of it. And, of course, keep an eye out for that 48-hour analysis video. We'll see how things progress, and we'll see if things work out very nicely. Will people utilise the lockers as a nice sort of defensive measure, or will people just have them in their base because it looks cool? We'll find out next time. Well, whatever next time is. I mean, just disappear. Whoosh.